Mr. Vice-Chancellor, in the name and by the authority of the Senatus Academicus, I have the honour to present for the honorary degree of Doctor of Letters, Professor Andrew Colin Renfrew. Colin Renfrew's academic career began in 1965 when he became lecturer in archaeology in the University of Sheffield. In 1972, he was appointed Professor of Archaeology in the University of Southampton, and in 1981, he was elected to the Disney Chair of Archaeology in the University of Cambridge, a post he has held with distinction. Colin Renfrew is one of the most innovative and influential prehistoric archaeologists of our time. The hallmark of his achievement is his constant ability to identify and point the direction in which archaeological research should next be turned. He has made major contributions to theoretical archaeology, as well as to interdisciplinary science-based archaeology. In his early work, he introduced new techniques of physical analysis into archaeology, and it was he who saw the implications for European prehistory of the dendrochronological calibration of radiocarbon dates. In more recent years, he has worked with theoretical linguists on the origins of linguistic diversity, and he has played a pivotal role in stimulating British research in ancient DNA and molecular genetics. He is author, co-author, or editor of more than 30 books, including the most successful general textbook of archaeology of modern times, which is required reading for university degree courses worldwide. Colin Renfrew's achievements have won him many accolades. He has been invited to give prestigious lectures in various countries of Europe, North America, and in Australia. At home, he has been in constant demand for his skill on important national committees. He was influential in finding a source of funding for science-based archaeology through the former SERC and served on its science-based archaeology committee. Abroad, he is a foreign associate of the National Academy of Sciences of the USA. Here in Scotland, he has been elected an Honorary Fellow of the Society of Antiquaries of Scotland and an Honorary Fellow of the Royal Society of Edinburgh. He was made a Life Peer in 1991, choosing the title Lord Renfrew of Camesthorne, and he finds the time to be an active member of the House of Lords. His work on looting and the illicit trade in antiquities has had major effects on legislation in the UK and on the antiquities trade worldwide. In 2003, he was awarded the European Science Foundation's Latzis Prize in recognition of his outstanding contribution to archaeology. And so, Mr. Vice-Chancellor, I now invite you to confer on Professor Andrew Colin Renfrew the honorary degree of Doctor of Letters.
By the authority vested in me, I admit you to the degree.
Vice-Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honour to become an Honorary Doctor of Letters of the University of Edinburgh, and I'm deeply grateful. The Department of Archaeology here in Edinburgh was one of the first to be established in Britain with the appointment of Gordon Childe, perhaps the leading prehistorian of the 20th century, as Abercrombie Professor in 1927. He established that high international reputation which it has ever since held. My own first acquaintance with archaeology came at the age of 7 in Scotland on the island of Arran. Both my parents were Scots when we visited the suitably and romantically named Giant's Graves, a tomb of great boulders which I did not then instantly recognize as a megalithic monument, nor was it then understood that these monuments are as old as the pyramids of Egypt. More sustained contact with Scottish archaeology came for me 30 years later on Orkney, where I excavated a wonderful chamber tomb, Quantiness, with the encouragement of colleagues in the Scottish Development Department, today Historic Scotland. In Orkney, David Clarke of the National Museum of Scotland was excavating Gordon Child's, or re-excavating Gordon Child's famous site of Skara Brae. Graham Ritchie of the Royal Commission for Historical Monuments to Scotland was excavating at the Stones of Stenness, and his wife Anna Ritchie at the earliest, perhaps one of the earliest settlement sites in Europe, the Knap of Hower. The Edinburgh University Press, under the inspired leadership of Archie Turnbull, had recently published that great work of Scottish archaeology, Audrey Henshall's The Prehistoric Chambered Tombs of Scotland. So, with this community of Edinburgh-based enthusiasts, we participated in what became a new era, I believe, for Orcadian archaeology, and worked together on a book, The Prehistory of Orkney, published by Archie Turnbull at the press, which is still in print today. It has been a great pleasure to see archaeology at Edinburgh develop and flourish over the years, and with the wider projects of its department, both in Scotland, in Greece, in Italy, in Cyprus, in Turkey and beyond, where many of those graduating today will have had their field experience. Vice-Chancellor, it's often said to be a sign of age when the police look young, and I crossed that threshold some years ago. But when the University Laureator is one of one's former students, and a first-class honours graduate at that, that is a more serious matter. Clive Bonsall was a brilliant student, and as I say, he got a first, and I thank him for his kind words today. As an experienced university teacher, he knows the wide range of transferable skills which those graduating today in archaeology have worked to acquire. Vice-Chancellor, I congratulate them on their graduation and express again my appreciation that you have invited me to graduate with them today. Thank you very much.